What's up, you guys? I'm Dan. This is Frugal Not Cheap, and today we'll review the Marriott Bonvoy Bold card from Chase. As someone who travels internationally at least once a year, and as someone who aspires to fire or retire early abroad, I'm a big fan of credit cards that have no annual fee and also no foreign transaction fees. This combination can be a little bit rare. There aren't all that many cards that have both of those qualities. Now, longtime viewers will know that my credit card strategy has been and continues to be the Capital One Duo. I have a review of this combo up here, and I've done some older videos on it as well. But essentially, it's just a great combo because you have the Capital One SavorOne card, which gives you 3% back on groceries, dining, entertainment, and streaming. This is a no annual fee, no foreign transaction fee card. And then the Capital One Venture X does have an annual fee of $395, but you get a $300 travel credit and you get a $100 worth of anniversary bonus points. So essentially, it's a net cost of -$5, as long as, of course, you do travel at least once a year, so you're able to take advantage of that travel credit. But it's also got no foreign transaction fees as well, of course, being a travel card. So that's my favorite combination, but I do also have a card with Bank of America. This is their travel rewards card. Done a review on that as well. But it is another no annual fee, no foreign transaction fee card. And I just like having multiple of these with different financial institutions, just in case something ever happened, you want access to another card that has the kind of same perks that you're looking for. So I was looking at my Chase lineup and I noticed that I have no cards that have no foreign transaction fee. In the past, I've had the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and that had no foreign transaction fee, but of course it did have an annual fee. Right now I've just got a bunch of the different Chase Freedom cards, and all of those have no annual fee, but they do have foreign transaction fees. So to fix that, I looked at Chase's card offerings and tried to find something that would fit the bill. I considered the IHG card, but after looking at their properties and comparing those to the properties offered by Marriott, it just looked a lot better to me for Marriott. With IHG, you do get intercontinental hotels. Those are some that I see a lot when I'm traveling. You've also got Crowne Plaza, Holiday Inn, and Holiday Inn Express. But when we look at the Marriott brands, it's really a much wider selection. You've got Ritz-Carlton, St. Regis, the W hotels, of course Marriott itself and JW Marriott, but then also Sheraton, Westin, Courtyard by Marriott, Four Points, Spring Hill Suites, Fairfield, Aloft. Those are actually pretty cool. I've seen a couple of those Aloft hotels here in the Dallas area, Plano area, and some others. So basically a lot of brands that I recognize, and I have, very high confidence that it's more likely that I would find myself staying at one of these properties. So having decided I was going to get one of the Marriott Bonvoy cards, I saw that Chase had 3 different offerings. You've got the Marriott Bonvoy Bountiful card. This is the one with the highest annual fee at $250. There's a pretty big welcome offer of 85,000 bonus points after spending $4,000 though within 3 months. However, with that high annual fee, it did look a little bit harder to make the math make sense. So I was a little bit more keen at the other 2. Looking at the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card, this has an annual fee of $95. But you get a free night basically every year, and I think it's pretty easy to find at least $95 in value with a free night at a hotel amongst all the Marriott properties. So I think that if I were to stay at a Marriott property at least once a year, then this could very well be a keeper card. I think it'd be a pretty good card. However, in my case, I'm not sure exactly how often I'm going to be staying in hotels, especially over the past few years. Most of my travel is to visit family, so we're not really staying in hotels very much, only if we take a side trip or something like that. So it's not really a priority right now. But that may change, and if it does, then I'll be looking at maybe getting this card. But since I'm not, then there's only left, of course, the no annual fee card, which is what we were looking for at the beginning anyway, and that is the Marriott Bonvoy Bold. Currently, it is offering a 60,000 bonus points if you spend at least $2,000 within the first 3 months. So that seems like a pretty good deal. The deal that I got was a lot different at the time that I signed up. And it's weird. I looked through all of this different documentation and I can't find anything about it. It's supposed to be in your Marriott Bonvoy account, I guess. but I don't see anything there either. Maybe somehow my account, which I had previous to the card, and the card that's not syncing up, so I got to call them. Anyway, I'll figure it out. But if I remember right, my offer was 35,000 points after $1,000 in spend within 2 months. I think that's what I had. Anyway, so I'm likely to meet that. And even though it's not as good as the current offer that's out there as of this filming in early February, that's okay. You can't have everything. You know, this is just the timing and how it worked out. Oh, actually, it looks like the current offer also gives you a free night award on top of the 60,000 points. So that's pretty awesome. So could this become kind of a mainstay card for me? Well, just, have to do some quick math, and I'd encourage you to do this kind of math for your own situation whenever evaluating a card. You can earn up to 14 Bonvoy points per dollar when you stay at participating properties. So 14% is a pretty good rate, but it also depends, because of their points, how much those points are actually worth, of course. According to NerdWallet, these Bonvoy points are valued at about 0.9 cents per point. This is a bit lower than Wyndham, which according to them is 1.2 cents per point, and much lower than Hyatt, which seems to be a really good value in terms of points at 2.2 cents per point. But it is at the same time higher than Hilton Honors, IHG Rewards, Best Western, etc. So the free night awards are worth up to 35,000 points towards the the redemption for the free night of the hotel. So that's probably a good benchmark for us to use for how many points a night at a hotel would cost. But in actuality, it can really range very, very widely. I think you can go from anywhere like 10 or 15,000 points on the low end up to 55, 60,000 points plus on the high end. So it really depends. And with dynamic pricing now, it's pretty difficult to kind of figure out, whether or not you're going to be able to afford a hotel. I think it makes the search a little bit more difficult. At least that's what I've read. But in any case, in order to make 35,000 points, we'd have to spend $2,500 at one of the 7,000 hotels, earning that 14%. And if we value them at 0.9 cents per point, that's $315. Now, if I'd done the $2,500 in spend on, say, my Venture X card, that would only earn 2%. Now it is, kind of basically cash back. I can use that to cover travel purchases, one for one. But that would be only $50. So I think, earning that sort of 14 points per dollar is going to make sense if I use this card whenever I do happen to stay at Marriott brands. And if I stay at a Marriott hotel at least once a year, then I'm certainly going to consider moving over to that Boundless card instead. What about using this card for other stuff? Well, there I don't think it really makes much sense. You get 2 points per dollar on things like grocery stores, rideshare purchases, food delivery. Also select streaming, internet, and cable providers. Now, probably a lot of those categories wouldn't work for me when I'm, retired living abroad, and so that kind of puts a downer on it. But at the same time, because they are hotel rewards points, for Marriott Bonvoy points, and they're just not worth one for one the same as I could get with the Venture X, and so that's not going to make sense to become my staple card. On top of the no foreign transaction fee and racking up those points towards being able to stay at hotels, you also do get a little bit of travel and purchase coverage, so that's a good thing to have. And I think overall, it's just nice to have another card in my arsenal that has no annual fee and no foreign transaction fees, just spreading it out so that I have a card like that for multiple financial institutions. Now, some people might care. I do think it's kind of fun to take a look at what the aesthetics are. So I think the card looks, pretty nice. It's got this sort of gradient coloring. It's got a nice bold orange, little swish or whatever. Yeah, it's a nice looking card. It is, of course, plastic, no metal here, but you wouldn't expect that anyway for a card like this. So there you go. I'm happy with my choice. Are there any hotel cards that you would recommend? Let us know in the comments below which ones you love and why. Hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.